There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Welcome to the last Random DOS Game Show of the year. And this one's a bit of a special one. Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, something happened. Something to do with copyright and Disney and center joystick and press button. This is called joystick calibration. Some games would require it before you started. And this game does need a joystick. And the more observant among you will know that this could be one of two games. A LucasArts game with a joystick in DOS?
Welcome to the Flagship Independence.
Welcome to the Flagship Independence. This is Star Wars X-Wing, the first Lawrence Holland game that I have played on the Random DOS Game Show, and the predecessor to my favourite DOS game of all time, TIE Fighter. So I've got a pre-made character here next to Hawk Lonnie. Not Hawk, select Lonnie. And you're listening to the wonderful MT32 soundtrack in the background there. So as you can see, I've got a reasonable score, and I haven't completed any missions. I'm on Tour 1, and I'm just going to show you about, really. And let's make sure our timer is set before we begin this epic journey, because this is probably going to be more than 20 minutes. Of course, you know if you click the video. So, we may proceed because we've given the right information. Let's quickly show you what happens if we go back to register and we just clear our name. This is one of my fun bits. I mentioned it in an interview with an XWVM guy. We go over to the door.
You must register.
You must register. Okay, we'll register. We did before. You should know who we are. We're Lonnie.
You may proceed.
Yes, I can proceed. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, gosh, there's a whole pile of doors here. What am I meant to do? So we'll have a look at each door individually. The film room is where you can review footage that you have recorded of your mission.
Boarding gate 1.
The tech room is where you look at craft specifications. Essentially, how fast they can go, what weaponry they have. And up here is the chamber we'll be going to shortly, called Historical Combat.
Shuttle departing.
And I'll show you that, and I'll show you the pilot proving ground as well, which is like a training exercise.
Gate 2.
Or you can select your tour at the tour desk, change tours.
Welcome to Tour of Duty registration, sir.
No, that's fine. We'll leave your desk. So this is the collector's CD edition of X-Wing. It's probably the best version. And we'll just go to Historical Combat, and I'll explain why shortly. And we'll see a lovely cutscene of us leaving the Independence and jumping into hyperspace. I know, crazy stuff. Away we go. And this is using the iMuse interactive sound system, played through an MT32 emulator called Munt. Just managed to bite my tongue there. Well done. And it shows these bonus missions. And you're probably thinking, right, okay, so those are the missions we have to go for, right? No, these were added missions, little extras. They're actually quite difficult to do. What we want is X-Wing Mission 1, Dev Sidestep. And the reason for that is that this is the training section of the game. You don't just jump straight into Tour 1 without, figuring out how to work your craft and stuff. So, let's enter the combat briefing.
Red 1 will drop into an Imperial training area in the Senex system. A variety of Imperial craft are in the area. Target the fighters first. Use your forward and rear sensors to quickly locate your enemy. Use your combat multi-view display and targeting system to track the enemy. Vary your speed and configure your power system for highest impact. Red 1 will drop into an Imperial training area.
So there you go.
In the Senex system.
That's the briefing, and it essentially tells you what you're doing. You get the option for a pilot assignment here. I tend to skip that and go straight to the mission. And that's pretty much it. I'll have to show you the in-flight engine now. For those who don't know, X-Wing is what's called a space combat simulator. It was one of the big breakthrough titles alongside Wing Commander for that genre, which started in the 80s. I've got another video about it. You can look it up. It's called A Sad Plight of a Space Combat Simulator. Let's go in. Get a nice cutscene of our R2 unit. At least I think it's an R2 unit being put in our X-Wing. And we're off to the training mission. Leaving the hidden Rebel combat training facilities. It's excitement. You can feel the score building. And here we are. We are in game. Now I hit T to target TIE Fighter Alpha 1. I've set my engine throttle to full power so that I'm moving forward. And there's the TIE Fighter. Whoa, went a bit quickly there, didn't I? Just flew straight past it. Let's see if I can destroy this one. Yes. I kind of ran into it there, I think. Let's swing back around using the joystick and see. You see the lasers will blink. That'll show you when you've got a good shot. Let's see now. There's another TIE Fighter over there, I believe. The draw distance is not tremendous. And it's a little bit further, but it will blink to show you. Hey, it's this one. Now, in the top left-hand corner, you've got your forward view. And in the top right-hand corner, you've got your rear view. So you can see where everything is relative to where you are. That's a transport ship. And you'll see that these TIE Fighters are moving. They're active. They're not stationary. So we have to trace a few shots. Those are some TIE bombers. Let's see. Where's that fighter? Aha! That's blinking. So we take that out, and we don't have to target the craft to take them out. We can just, you know, have a look at it using our eyes and not our sensors. And we ran into that one. And you'll see our shield is not as good as it was. So we'll hit F10, and that is increasing our shields. And hitting S will change which way our shields are facing. So these are unarmed craft. They're not going to hurt us, but if we keep running into them, they will. So we're at full speed, but because we've changed some of our stuff to shields, it slowed us down. And you'll also note I ran out of lasers there. That's because I transferred all my energy. Sorry, let me get this right. I'm just taking out some interceptors here. You, come here. Yeah, I'll take you out, sir. Thank you. No, I had my laser charge rate at quite a low amount, and because of that, it didn't recharge. You'll see in the middle there, next to the little number 3s, the laser recharge rate is slowly going up. That shows you how much laser you've got left. So, we've got some more craft here, and these will be substantially more difficult, you know, as you go along. It's a training exercise where you're figuring out, hey, how do I target things? How do I move around? How do I learn how to fly? And the answer is, in X-Wing, you learn by doing. Your hand isn't held. As you can see, my shots are not hitting there, because you need to aim ahead. And there's no advanced sort of target reticle to sort of show you, like, hey, this is where you should be shooting. You have to do it all on instinct. So sensors detect 2 new TIE Fighters. That's no good. So let's get a little bit closer here. Whoa! Took a shot at them. You can change your throttle system and stuff, but I think we're moving at a reasonable rate. Because we put our energy into our lasers and our shields to boost them, it means that our engines aren't that fast. So we're not sort of zooming ahead of everybody. we've got a few more ties here. Let's destroy... Shall we identify that container? The contents are unknown. So what we do to identify it is we can fly up to it. And you'll see that's been identified. Somebody is shooting at me. Uh-oh. So I'm in trouble here. Because I don't know how to fly an X-Wing. You'd think it was the same as a TIE fighter. Let's see. There was another container, wasn't there? Yeah. Oh! I took a hit. And you can transfer laser energy into shields using the AT key. It's all very intuitive. Let's see if we can fly into that container and just get it. You know, I can't exactly remember what it was I was supposed to be doing. I guess I should take out that freighter. But first, let's see which of these... Somebody is really after me here. Alpha 1. Let's just speed along and try and pin down Alpha 1. No, he's evading our laser fire. Let's trail it, fire... Oh, and that'll get him. Alpha 2, you're next. Feel like Bill Goldberg there. Who's next? You're next. Yep. Our shield took a bit of a hit there, but we can afford to do that because TIE fighters are more vulnerable than X-Wings. They're unshielded craft. I switch my weapon using the W key, and I get a lock on this container and fire a torpedo. That has not destroyed it, which is surprising to me. My guess is those containers are either marked as invulnerable or they're going to take a bit more coercion to destroy. Oh. Shields down. You can see in the heads up display there, in the middle of the screen, in the middle of my cockpit screen, it's got a little yellow shields down. That explains to you, hey, you've nearly got it. And down it goes, exploding in a most satisfying way. Now, let's take out our next container, shall we? I'm probably taking too long doing this. You can see there's a sort of counter at the bottom there. Let's switch to torpedoes and torpedo away. You see how it goes red? That means it's homed in. Now, it's going to take a few more shots. I'm not entirely sure, again, whether I am meant to destroy the containers or not. And as you can hear, the IMU's soundtrack is not as sophisticated as TIE Fighters. It plays basic refrains, and that's about the height of things. There's freighter unknown there. I'm going to turn my shields to normal. And my laser recharge rate, yeah, we'll keep that the same. That's using the F9 and F10 keys. There are some TIE fighters, possibly some TIE interceptors up ahead. I'll just fire some... Oh, looks like bombers, actually. Yeah. Let's give them a few shots. I've got 6 minutes. I'm going to take out the freighters. And we'll see if I run out of time. Hey, there's something up there. Let's pepper it with shots. Ah, it's a transport. Just static transport, not doing anything. Those look like TIEs up ahead. Yeah, let's just make them regret existing. Oh, my trailing shot's not working very well. So he's damaged. I'll come back for him. Switch weapon, and we'll fire 2 torpedoes at that one. And amazingly, that still has not gone down. Oh, X-Wing. They hadn't quite figured everything out yet, had they? Not even shields down yet. Wow. This is much more substantial than a container. Now, in TIE Fighter, they had a thing called match speed. I'm not sure X-Wing does that, so you have to sort of fly by each time. Do it like a strafing run. You can see TIE Interceptor 1 there. I use T and Y to cycle through my targets there. TIE TIE Interceptor 1 has taken severe damage. Right, the freighter's shields are down. That means that there's only hull damage to inflict. Let's just strafe across this interceptor and take it out. And then we'll fly back across. We have 4 minutes left. Just over 4 minutes. Let's pepper that with some laser shots. And see if that makes a difference. Yes, it does. Right, that's the freighter destroyed. What else have we got? We got some transports. They shouldn't take too much. And 4 minutes left. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'll bump my laser energy back into that, and there appears to be a transport up there. That's not the one I've targeted. But you know what? I'll destroy it anyway. Apparently they don't take much. Oh. There's the bombers. Give them another quick blast. And some more moving targets for us to just... Yep. Take a few hits. Now, with the transport in my rear view, I know that I've gone past it. I got so excited by taking out those bombers. I can just swing back. And it should be highlighted up there. Oh dear. Now, what happened there was I made a mistake. I flew into the transport, failing the mission. I was not careful enough, and as a result, I glanced the transport, and it was enough to take me out. So the mission was a failure. Well done, James. But that's the basics of the flight simulation aspect. So we'll exit the debriefing, and we'll head back to the main concourse, because I want to show you the pilot proving ground. I'll just briefly show you the tech room. I could show you like all the basics, accessing schematics. Just shows you and compares various craft, nothing too exciting. Film room is only if you've got footage. We don't have footage. And that's back to the registration room, and that's to go to your tour of duty, which is the main game. So we'll head now to the pilot proving ground. And again, you get a lovely cutscene of going to hyperspace, and then we're back to the hidden Rebel training facilities. Now, this is a little different. You have to navigate carefully through the gates, and you've 8 minutes to finish the course. If you get too far off track, you may press H to abort the run. And there's a time penalty. So let's enter the maze, we get our nice cutscene, and leaving. Again, when this came out, these cutscenes were seen as incredible, amazing, you know? Now, the goal here is to fly through gates. So I'll do that. This is level 1. This is the easiest level. You'll find later on that gates start to shoot at you. And how many gates do we have to go through? 110! That's right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my laser recharge rate down and speed things along. But honestly, I could not do this, you know, in the time allotted to me. I think my alarm's probably gonna go before the 7 minutes are up. We'll see. Or I might destroy myself, we'll see. You can also sort of fly through these. They're transparent. So you don't have to worry about, like, you know, trying to navigate under or anything like that. You can for style points, you know, but it doesn't serve a purpose. You'll see that little box next to the thing there? That's a laser cannon. In the later levels, there'll be more of those. They'll shoot at you, and you have to keep your shield recharge rate up or destroy them with your lasers. You know, you could take a defensive stance or an offensive stance. Generally, a bit of both is good, but you also have to be aware of your speed. You know, you have to keep up a certain pace in order to carry on through the training course. And that's quite challenging. And obviously, in case you thought otherwise, I'm controlling this with a joystick. You know, there are other control options, but with a flight simulator of any kind, you're better off using a joystick, and space combat simulators are no different in that respect, because the idea for them tended to originate with a flight sim. The guys who worked on the likes of X-Wing, they did World War II flight sims before they came to this, you know? It's mostly one guy, I think, did most of it, Lawrence Holland, and he took these ideas that formed the basis of X-Wing. This was a mega hit, by the way. This was huge back in the day. A lot of fans X-Wing, which is why I'm giving it the full 20. You know, I'm enjoying myself. It's not too bad. But it's nothing compared to its sequel. I know a lot of people probably don't agree with that. They like flying as the rebels and so on, but I think the Imperial politics and so on is a bit more nuanced, and there's more of a plot, and things are more interesting, and generally TIE Fighter is improved upon in every aspect what X-Wing was. And you'll see I'm sort of going upside down at the minute, and that can be a bit confusing. I'm not sure if you can reorientate your craft in the original X-Wing. There may be a way, but the platforms themselves, they sort of turn around, as you can see here, so it's almost like an additional challenge. And I guess I better talk about the XWVM project. XWVM is bringing the entire original X-Wing game to the Unity engine. They've been hard at work at it. I've spoken to one of the developers. And yeah, looks good. Looks like a great project. Looking forward to it when it eventually comes out. And it'll make the collector's edition of X-Wing obsolete. You know, it's already pretty long in the tooth. And there goes my alarm. Now, unfortunately, I am concentrating so much that I can't reach over and disable it. Oh, I missed the gate! Ah! And that's it. Oh dear. I missed 2. Disgusting. Because of my alarm. So, should I stay for the 17? I think I can do a summary and fly at the same time. We'll give it a go. How to summarize X-Wing? It was the next evolution in the Space Combat Simulator. Space Combat Simulator, there go the lasers. Space Combat Simulators should be for fans of flight sims. Anyone who likes their 90s flight sims would probably get a lot out of X-Wing. Anybody who doesn't know what a Space Combat Simulator is should probably stick with Free Space or TIE Fighter to be your first one. And there you go, first level complete. And we'll just leave it there. Would I recommend X-Wing in this day and age? It's a difficult one, because you can tell from the graphics and from the gameplay elements that it's sadly very dated. Very, very dated. I guess I played it for 20 plus minutes. It's still got merit. It's still very entertaining. But the problem that X-Wing faces is that it was at the beginning of that evolution of the genre. It was right at the sort of cusp of when it became great. And later games, in both the series and in general, other games from other companies, far surpass what X-Wing is at its very best. But if you have played the likes of Free Space, Wing Commander, TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance, and you want to see what Lawrence Holland originally came up with in response to Chris Roberts' Wing Commander, then by all means give X-Wing a go. It is fun, it is entertaining, but it's dated. So long as you're aware of its origin and how dated it is, then you could still find some degree of fun out of it. The music's excellent, gameplay, while limited, is still fun. It's got the bones of the gameplay loop that would enrapture so many people with the later games in the series. So yeah, a thumbs up from me for X-Wing, and I recommend you pick it up, play it for a bit, realise how old it is, and then play X-Wing Alliance for a wee while with the X-Wing Alliance upgrade project, before finally moving back to X-Wing with XWVM when that appears. And if you like me talking about DOS games, I have about 3/4 of a year's worth of videos, and I speak about it a lot. I have hundreds of them. Feel free to check them out, and if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. And that's me for this year. What a tremendous time 2020 has been. Okay, maybe not. Until next year.